Welcome to day 22 of the course in Mastery. This is the fourth and final week in which we'll cover wealth. Congratulations on sticking with your commitment to creating a better life for yourself. Today, Tom Wood will be talking about personal marketing, and then we'll hear from Rick Barrera as he outlines branding strategies that make a huge difference. Here's Tom.
This week is all about wealth and leadership, and today it's all about you. To build a strong foundation for wealth and a strong foundation for servant leadership, you must understand and master the power of personal marketing. Personal marketing is not just for speakers, authors, and Donald Trump. It's for anyone and everyone who wants to get their message across faster and more efficiently. Personal marketing is about relationships. It's about the relationship that you have with the people that you're speaking with. Have you ever heard the saying, "It's the message, not the messenger"? Yeah, the reason we say that is because it's the messenger. The messenger has so much to do with the message that when someone messes up or someone is not a great messenger, we have that saying to convince people that it's just the message. You are the messenger when you speak, and your image makes a huge difference in how you come across and what you can do. Mother Teresa was an incredible messenger. She had mastered personal marketing. Now, it wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Mother Teresa and her team created an image so that when she spoke, she had power. Now, the great thing about Mother Teresa is that the image was backed up. She acted with integrity. She acted in her passion and what she was truly about. This is the most important thing you can do in personal marketing, is have integrity in what you say and what you do. How would you like to have the personal marketing power of Mother Teresa, Madonna, and Mahatma Gandhi combined? Here's what the best personal marketers in the world do, and how you can become a messenger that people respect and admire. Number one, know yourself. What do you stand for? What are your passions? What do you believe in? When you are confident in yourself and in your actions, you have the incredible, powerful foundation for great personal marketing. Number two, be yourself. Don't try and be the Donald. That's his job. Your job is to be you. You know what you stand for now. You know what you believe in. Take actions that are in integrity with what you believe. People may not agree with you, but they will respect you when you act in accordance to your beliefs. Number three, be interested in people. People talk favorably about people they like, and people like people who like them. It's that simple. Number four, talk about people behind their back. I'm serious. What you want to do, though, is say positive things about them behind their back. It will always get back to them eventually, especially if you say something nice, which no one else ever does. Once somebody hears that you're speaking positively about them behind their back, they are much more inclined to say nice things about you behind your back. Number five, get the word out. You may be amazing at what you do, but if your boss doesn't know about it, you're not going to get the raise when you need it. People have so much information coming to them from so many sources that you need to stay on top of introducing to the people closest to you and the people outside about who you are and what your image is, what you've done, and what you're about to do. Now, the best way to get the word out is have other people talk about you. But even if you can't get other people to talk about you, it's critically important that you talk about you. Now, the way to do this is genuine and humble. People don't like people that brag. So be humble when you're talking about yourself. There's so much more about personal marketing, and this was a good start today. If you had to focus on one or two of these 5 points, the most important are know yourself and be yourself. Even if you don't get the word out, you're going to be happy about who you are and confident in the way you go in the future. There's more coming. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. Next up is Rick Barrera. Rick is one of the most respected and admired experts in the areas of branding and sales. He has written 3 best-selling books and consulted with forward-thinking Fortune 100 companies such as AT&T, Xerox, and IBM. Tom Wood believes that to market yourself effectively, you must act as though your name is that of a big business. As you watch Rick reference what the best companies in the world do for marketing and branding, I want you to think to yourself about how you can apply these principles and strategies to your own life when you market yourself. Here's Rick.
J.D. Power rated Lexus #1 9 years in a row for customer satisfaction. Disney is the #1 attraction on earth. Harley is the #1 most profitable motorcycle company on earth. And Southwest Airlines is the only airline to be profitable since inception. So what can we learn from these folks? How do they do that? They think small. They believe that intimacy breeds intimacy. They build branded experiences for smaller groups of customers whose needs are more similar. They try to build small internal work units and smaller branches so that what they do is they bring their huge company down to human scale for both their employees and their customers. These companies see the world through their customers' eyes. British Airways actually went out and set up a separate company, a separate office, whose job it is to work with their customers to understand the British Airways experience through the eyes of the customers, and then they come and advocate to the senior management on behalf of the customers. And they actually measure things differently. BA was measuring when the call comes into the call center, right? When we pick up the phone, how long does the transaction take? What the customer was measuring is from the time I pick up the phone and punch through all the automated menus and get switched to the various departments and finally get to the person I want and do all the reservation, the transaction, and hang up the phone. What's the total elapsed time? And that was very different, and that led them to redesign the system to shorten the total time. Lexus requires that their headquarters staff interview at least 4 customers a month, every month, so they stay in touch with their customers. These companies invest heavily, very heavily, in education. I think these numbers will astound you. USAA spends 2.7% of its annual budget on training. They have 211 full-time instructors. In 75 classrooms, they provide 16 weeks of training before an employee answers a phone. These winners demand that their highly trained frontline take responsibility for their customers' experiences. You know, there are a lot of people out there talking about empowering the front line. Empowerment means you can if you want to. These companies say, no, you better take care of the customer. You are required as the frontline person to take care of their customer. You are responsible for that customer's experience. At Ritz-Carlton, if it's under $2,000, the frontline has to handle the problem. And they have the authority to spend up to $2,000 to get it handled. At USAA and Fidelity, they expect, measure, and demand first call resolution for their customers. To do that, you've got to give the frontline teams input into the systems and control over how things get done and how they get delivered. Amazon.com views customer service as an ongoing R&D lab. What do I mean by that? Their assumption, think about this, Amazon.com is supposed to be self-service, right? So they look at this and they say, if a customer had to call us or email us with a problem, there must have been something wrong with our system that didn't enable them to self-serve. And so they don't just fix the problem for that customer, they go back and they fix the system for all customers so it never happens again. These companies are awesome at creating rituals and signature moments. Rituals and signature moments. What do I mean by that? I had an experience a few months ago. I had 2 sleepless nights in a terrible hotel. And I checked out of that hotel on the 3rd day. I was just so frustrated at not sleeping. I checked out and I went to the closest hotel, which just happened to be a Westin. And I'd seen these ads. They talk about their heavenly beds, but I never understood what it was about until I touched it. I flopped into that bed, and I'm telling you, I was gone. I was absolutely zonked until my wake-up call came the next morning. And I was, at that moment, a lifetime Westin customer. When I got out of bed the next morning, I went into the shower, and they had not 1 huge shower head, but 2 huge shower heads. These things are, they're massive. I turned on the water, it's like Niagara Falls in there. I was absolutely ecstatic. Okay, I am never sleeping anywhere else if I've got a choice. And what I want you to notice about this is how much ongoing maintenance and support does this require really? The bed is there, the bedding is there, the shower heads are there. Right? It's operationally simple, super for the customer. And now for the ultimate signature moment. Think about the day a Harley customer has the tattoo artist tattoo that brand into his skin. Do you really think he's ever a viable Honda customer after that? These winners build superb recovery systems. Lexus had a recall a few years ago. They not only did it at the customer's convenience, dropped off the loaner, picked it up, waxed the car, washed the car, repaired the car, returned it back to the customer, but on each seat in the car was a special gift for each family member and a note apologizing for the recall. They found that their customers were actually happier they had a recall than if the thing had just worked. They changed the game from simple personal service to creating unique customer experiences. They found a way to deliver these unique customer experiences consistently as they grew. And this is the key. It's got to be consistent. Why is this so critical? It's critical because a brand is a guaranteed experience. It has to be exactly the same over and over again in order for the brand to mean something to that customer. If it's good one day and not another, it doesn't count. Every one of these companies have reinvented their service experience at the intersection of 3 key customer touch points. The offer touch points, the systems touch points, and the human touch points. In other words, because there is so much variability in the human side, what they do is they make their offers truly extraordinary, their systems truly extraordinary, so that even if there's a little bit of variance on the human side, the total experience is still far better than anything else in their industry. It's what I call touchpoint branding. Offer touch points are product offers, service offers, or combinations of products and services. USAA sold life insurance to active duty personnel during Desert Storm. Every other life insurance company invoked the war clause and stopped selling insurance. They actually went out and promoted insurance to their customers. They encouraged their customers to downgrade their auto insurance during their active services. If you're not using your car, you're over in the Middle East, let's downgrade your insurance for you. They told their customers they would not cancel a policy during the war for non-payment because they understood some of the difficulties in making that happen. They set up a Desert Storm hotline to handle every single financial issue for a survivor, not just the areas where they were involved. And after Desert Storm, they paid a rebate to every one of their customers because their claims were lower than they had expected. Do you think that builds loyalty? Some examples of systems-driven touch points: IT infrastructure used by the front line, automated telephone, fax, and web interfaces, automated kiosks, order forms, your internal systems and processes, your line management systems, staffing, and brochures all would fall into this category. So, what are these other companies doing? Well, Dell has a custom configuration system that allows you to configure your system online. Amazon recommends all kinds of things that you might like, and I love it. I have a list of authors in there that I've bought their books, and every time they come out with a new one, they send it to me. It's just fabulous, totally automated. Ritz-Carlton has preference profiles, so that if I make a request at one Ritz-Carlton, when I arrive at the next Ritz-Carlton, they don't even ask, it's already done. And what about the human touch points? Human touch points are what your front line looks like, what they say, what they do, the attitude with which they do it, their speed, their sense of urgency, and most importantly, their style. TGI Fridays has very unique uniforms and pins that are part of the human experience. Zig Ziglar, one of my friends and other speakers, answers their phone. Everybody in the company answers the phone. It's a great day at Zig Ziglar's. I mean, the first time it happens, it's a shock. You call in a little information. Hello, it's a great day at Zig Ziglar's. Wow, that's a motivated staff, right? Walt Disney said, do what you do so well that people will come back to see you do it again and will bring others with them to see you do it. I can't imagine a better motto for a company because it encompasses everything we've talked about. Disney is very clear about their brand. They are very clear about who they are. The question you need to think about while you're here is, who are you?
Tomorrow, we'll introduce you to what could be your greatest fear and how to overcome it. See you tomorrow.